we're live. And here we are. Another episode. Thanks always for your support with the last one. Subscribe. It is a pleasure, a privilege, a joy to be joined by my first guest, and the only guest really we could have, King of the Council.
King of the Council, and proud of it.
Unbelievable, man. We'll get into that at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful, the legend that is Joe Deacon joins us today on the show. Uncle Joe, how are you?
First of all, what the fucking hell am I doing here? Is your swear thing on, you fucking bastard?
Oh no, we've not even got that.
No,
we've not got that. No, so anything you say will be used against you in a court of law. The Swiss Guard have been on to me. This is beaming back live to Geneva.
No, I was dying to get on the bleeps and all that.
You can still go for it.
No, it's all right. I'm sure you'll work.
I'll work my magic, guy. I'll work my magic. This is the last podcast you'll ever do. Don't you worry about it. Thanks for coming, man. How are you? You're looking good.
It's my pleasure. I'm a wee bit rough, as in vocal-wise, because as you know, I'm actually a semi-pro opera singer as well.
Yes, travelling the world.
And I was at the weekend. I had 2 great gigs down in the Metro in Saltcoats.
Right.
And not because of my age, but they do wee daytime raves.
Right.
From 3
okay.
p.m. and it finishes at 10, which I think's a bit late.
But I mean, that isn't really a daytime rave, isn't it?
No.
Afternoon to night time. Surely you're not in the last lot.
No. Listen, I'm a half megastar. Me and George Bowie are half megastars.
You're in the pensioner slot.
I was on 6 till 7.
That's still a bit late for you.
It's still a bit late, but it was brilliant.
Right.
Oh, there's videos going around of me on top of the decks and all that. It was brilliant. Then the Sunday,
you'll need to get him taken down. You'll get a pip cancelled if they're seeing you on top of the decks.
No, it's going to affect my mobility, isn't it? It's a set. I hope
Did you get that in Switzerland?
Oh no, but I'm talking about.
Right,
I'm still on it. Still claim.
Of course.
I'm from the Carlton originally, so
I understand.
I've got to have a wee year now.
They don't know you as Joe Deacon in Switzerland. That's a completely different alias.
No, that's correct.
Fair enough.
It's Scott Gibson in
quite
Switzerland.
Quite right. That will get you nothing anywhere other than the Carlton.
So to get back to the Sunday gig was the Tunnel, which is now called Revolution.
Right, okay.
In Mitchell Street.
Yep.
But I'm thinking I'm going into the Tunnel, which was a massive club. Big room, massive, small room. It's all changed now. Revolution's a bar at ground level, and then it's like room 2 downstairs.
Right.
So I was a little bit disappointed, but it was jumping, and I'm raging. I thought, I said, this is another one. I'll pull another stroke. I'm on 67. Right. It's on to 10 p.m. Same as that, 3 till 10. Mm-hmm. And the promoter, MC Clarkey, he put me on 9 till 10.
So you're on headliner, right. Headliner.
But I was there from 6:30.
Okay.
So what happens?
Steaming. There you go. But then that may have been an unconscious move to make sure you get enough rider in you before you have to go and do the thing.
No. See, I'm getting used to Scott. I've not had a drink since
Saturday.
No, since that night up in fucking Vienna's in Paisley with you.
Oh, that was a good night.
That was Mal's birthday and Maria's birthday as well. Fantastic night. But I've been dead professional lately. Taking the car, doing
stress on the word lately. Take the car so you can fill the boot. That's all that is.
So I decided to get the train in.
Right.
The choo-choo.
Uh-huh.
Not the choo-choo that Mal used
that
to.
was later on.
This is the choo-choo.
That was a few years ago as well.
So I went down a wee bit early, and then I'm like that. That's the wrong move. Within 10 minutes of entering the place, the DJ box, there was a big giant ice bucket with 2 bottles of Chablis.
See, that's what you want, though. But that's the level of respect that the governor deserves.
But,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the governor used to be able to drink 6 and 7 bottles.
I know.
The governor now, his limit is probably 2 bottles.
So they've timed that perfect.
It was a perfect decision.
That's
I was on
plan.
last. I met loads of old friends that I hadn't seen for years because a lot of people don't travel now.
Mm-hmm.
They stay in Glasgow and it was great. It was a fabulous night. I enjoyed it. And that's how I'm a wee bit rough in the vocals.
But it's just, again, it's adding to that silver fox. That's all it is.
Well,
Because you're already pulling the birds outside the studio as well. What a sleep. Unbelievable, man.
I know. It's
what I mean?
Parking my car. I would say a 32-year-old female with a wee girl going to dance class.
I've won the lottery.
That's it.
This is it.
And then she put all my details in, and she says, "What's your email?"
She's cloned your card details.
And as soon as I gave her the email, I could just see her getting a wee bit closer to me when she seen the name.
Right.
The email.
Well hung boy, 69.
Just gave it away.
That was it. She's like, jackpot. I found it. She's turning away and going, we're getting out of Hamilton, hen. This is it. I've got you a new daddy.
Love it.
But mate, honestly, I can't thank you enough for coming up. I really can't.
It's a pleasure. As I say, I love your show. I have for years. I initially joined as a
hero. Now,
a hero.
Can I tell you, right? Let me tell you.
You got to tell everybody, this is funny. I must have been a hero for a month.
1 month, yes.
And wait a minute, you two promised me loads of mugs and giveaways.
No.
I
This
get nothing.
This is just what you thought you were getting, right? You thought that this would unlock some kind of secret merch
I thought I'd
cupboard.
get an earner at it.
Mal, back in the day, right, when you first joined,
Yeah.
I remember talking to Mal, obviously, we were recording. So before we would start, for 10, 15 minutes, we would just talk shite and chat and then go, right, let's get into it, right? And it was just a conversation, two mates bang forward. The shock in his face, like to the point where he actually says to me, because obviously when you sign up to Patreon, right, you have to put in your email address.
Yeah.
So he had to double check with obviously private emails that he sent you to make sure it was the same.
You sucked me in.
To make sure it was the same email address. She's like, you're not going to believe this. Fucking Joe Deacon. I was like, what? I says, is hell frozen over? So to be fair to you, you at one point in your life,
yes,
you were living a better
I had
life.
trust in yous that your word was going to happen. I was going to get, the postman was going to be it twice a week with all these goodies. Fucking nothing did I get.
You got joy in your ears. That's what you got. But as you will forever be known as King of the Council.
But now I quite like being king of the council.
I know you do.
I like getting pelters.
You love that.
Yeah, I love that. And if there is any of the council crew still out there, respect.
No respect.
Respect.
None whatsoever.
For not falling into their trap.
Absolute scumbag. This is backfiring on me big time. I'm going to have no heroes left. Everybody's going to be King of the Council. So we talked to myself the last hour of the show.
Love it, Scott.
I was trying to think. I can't even remember when we first met. I think it would have been at the Derek McEwen's, the Mark McEwen Foundation. I think same time when
That's
I met
correct.
Mal.
And
Because I think you were on the table.
Yeah.
With that boy fucking...
Mal was sitting away from us, and I was there with all my groupies and security.
That's right. You had your own private table.
And you were emceeing it for the night. You were bringing on the...
But I think that was the night when... What is the boy's name? Is it Jack Jones or something like that? Is that his name? And he was there in a school shirt, and he was not happy.
Was that the guy that walked... He walked... No, was there not a comedian that walked half or something? I'm sure there was a guy...
No, that night.
No, a kind of American guy. He wasn't pleased about... I don't know if he was still steaming for his night before his first gig. And the guy, I'm like that. Everybody was going... He was just...
I can just remember...
Or does that happen a lot? Do some guys lose it?
Sometimes it just doesn't go well. Do you mean? But normally we'll do their time. But I just remember because you were the big table in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there was like a bidding frenzy for the auction and stuff like that. That was the...
Derek McEwen's a wee wide though. He knows you want a freebie, big man, and it's a curry day. You can get some.
You had your curry
as soon as the food's in. I'm your man.
But
you end up spending £100.
that was the first time I met Mal, and that was the first time I'd met you as well. And then obviously the famous night in Paisley.
Oh,
that was brilliant. It was a good laugh, man. And that was the club I used to be.
I've still got a few photos that I post every year. See when it comes up on Facebook. I'm like, Scott Gibson, the best night ever, and you always blank it.
Well, mate, I'm never on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? And I also don't want to associate with council scum.
I've got the photograph I've got. You like that?
Because one of the photos I've got that I actually love, and it's on my phone. I'll show you before we go. But you've seen it before, no? It's me, you, and Mal at his birthday.
I've got it as well.
Because that was when I had turned up because I was elsewhere during the day.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, it's just to free us. And that always makes me smile because my missus has made me up a wee book when Mal passes, like photographs, and that was one of the ones that was in the book as well. And that was a good night. And then again, they were all leaving. He's like, "What are you doing? How you get up the road?" Yeah. And I says, "I'm going to Vienna's with Uncle Joe." He's like, "No, you're not." He's asked me to go, and I'm going to go with that. Okay, good luck to you. And then off we went. It was brilliant.
Right, but you don't know what happened. I left my phone in Vienna's.
Did you?
And it was, I'm like, So see when I go on these nights out, if I know celebrate my mate's birthday, no problem. A dead cool night. I'm working afterwards, and nothing will go wrong.
No.
And then
left your phone.
Yeah, and after it was the champagne that put me over the top.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Left my phone in the taxi. Phoned Stephen Adams, the general manager of Vienna, the next day. And I'm like, Stephen, you need to help me. I mean, see your phone, if you lose your phone.
You're fucked.
I mean, you're talking about,
How you doing, team? DJ Gibbo here. Quick one. Hope you're enjoying this episode, first and foremost. There are a number of ways that you can support the show. You can follow us on social media, or you can become a hashtag hero. It's the best way to support the show, and it's the only way to hear every single episode in its entirety and without interruption. Because the thing is, when this episode stops playing for the council scumbags, the show continues on Patreon for heroes. Now, I'm not here to say that all hashtag heroes are better than council scumbags. That's not for me to say. But what I will say is that people who are hashtag heroes, who give back to the show, who give back to the podcast that has given them so much over the years, those people live happier lives, live longer lives, and are having more frequent sex. That's a fact. We've done a poll. So if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to have more sex in your life, and you want to listen to each of these episodes in their entirety without interruptions like this, become a hashtag hero. Go to thehashtagshow.co.uk. You can follow the links there to Patreon, or you can go to patreon.com/the hashtag show, and you can sign up today. You will get every episode in its entirety, uninterrupted, along with any extra content that we put out. Become a hashtag hero. You deserve it. You can't be a scumbag your whole life.
The porno photos and all that.
You can't get that back. You need to upload it to the cloud.
I know.
That's what you need.
But
I mean, in your days, it was a brass rubbing or an Etch-a-Sketch.
No, but I've done that now. I'm an old pro now.
Right.
But
because you can't be excited to remember them. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for you.
I cut a long story short. Mm-hmm. The taxi driver.
Oh, he had the phone?
He had the phone. Stephen got on him right away. Right. And with a company, and the boy brought it over to me. Cost me 30 quid. Another hire.
That's nothing.
But incriminating evidence on that phone.
I know. You need to get a burner.
I would be in prison for about 100 years.
Even the Green Brigade would turn their back on you. And that would take a lot of them bastards.
Brilliant.
No, but that was a good night, man. That was the first time as well where it was like proper. When you went in, they were all buzzing. And I was like, over this cunt. And then the champagne came out. It was brilliant. It was a great night, man.
It was a great night. Apart from losing my phone.
Apart from losing your phone.
But I got it back.
Aye, that was a good laugh, man. That was a good laugh. We need to talk about, because you have been around for years, man.
Centuries.
When did you start DJing?
I started DJing, and I don't know if I should tell you this because you'll put it up and I'll drop even lower.
You can't, mate. You're the governor. You are the governor.
I started DJing in a place called The Rooster in Glassford Street, which is part of Trades House.
And when is this? This is 1943?
1976.
Holy shit, mate.
50 years it'll be next year.
Now, what is... Paint a picture to me what a night out is then. Right. I don't imagine it's a rave.
Right, no. It was The Rooster. There was only two or three trendy bars in Glasgow.
Right.
There was The Rooster. There was the Muscular Arms, which is Pizza Hut.
Sounds very gay, I'm going to be honest with you. The Rooster and the Muscular Arms.
And City Limits.
Again, it's the three gayest pubs I've heard in my life.
Yeah.
You get up the Muscular Arm tonight, son?
DJ Flamingo, my name is.
DJ Pink Pony. No, he's played in The Rooster tonight.
No, but I need to explain this, right? So Trades House in Glassford Street, you know what that is? Mm-hmm. Where all the guys come out in their Masonic finery, Masonic stuff, and the handshakes now. Well, this was part of Trades House, but you went down the stairs. So it was a different unit, and it was just a bar. It was owned by the Rossais, who were an Italian Scottish family who also owned the Ingram Bar round in Queen Street. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's still there. It might be still there.
No idea, mate.
Right. Well, they owned the Ingram House, and that was a bar. But I know it sounds corny. I was writing soul music at the time, soul and funk.
Right.
That was in the 70s, and I got to know the DJ that was in there, and he's still a friend. In fact, he was my best man at a wedding 32 years ago. Neil Duffy was his name, and he kind of took me under his wing. I would supply him with music to buy, soul, funk and jazz it was then. It was a magazine called Black Echoes. There was two magazines out, Blues and Soul and Black Echoes. One was like an old newspaper, like the big broadsheet. You know, a big giant newspaper. The Black Echo's, the other one was a wee trendy magazine. So I used to look on it and I was fascinated by music, imports, spend fortunes. I was an apprentice motor mechanic.
Right, okay.
Earning £12.65 a week.
Holy shit.
£12.65.
In 1976. So
But-
that's about what, 200 grand in today's money?
but I'm going to jump over to all sorts of subjects. But I ended up, when Neil, my mate, left, he said to the owner, get that young boy in, he's the future. So my mate kind of chucked it.
You're the future of
The
motor
future
mechanics.
no. DJs.
You could be the next Arnold Clark.
So, but wait till this is how it ties in. This is dead exciting. Exclusives. £12.65, apprentice motor mechanic in Phillips Garage in Mollendina Street. Just at Glasgow Cross.
Okay.
There's used to be the pickle factory, and now it's a wallpaper. Wallpaper,
yes,
you know where the
yes.
wallpaper,
Yeah,
it was in one of the railway arches.
Right, okay.
And Phillips Garage is still there.
Right.
I'm
They should have
not-
a plaque up on the wall.
I'm no that old.
Well, yeah, but they should have a plaque up.
So wait till this. So they brings me in, and it was kind of talking and all that, but I'm like, shit scared, I'm not going to talk. But I've got the tunes.
So they're at this point, a DJ, they're expecting you to speak on the mic.
Yes,
Is that right? Like
yes.
to get them going.
It was lounge bars. It wasn't a club.
Right, okay.
Everybody sat about,
Right.
but it was like a radio show.
Right, okay.
So I've started off just, but the tunes were good, so I was getting by. Then I just get more and more confident because, as you know, I'm quite quiet,
Very quiet.
and I've always been very quiet.
Very.
You have to kind of coax out of me.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes a lot. 2 bottles of champagne before you really get going.
Here's the bit that put me on the road. £12.65 apprentice motor mechanic. I get 2 nights in the rooster, a £5 a night.
No way.
Now,
Right, there you
now
go.
what's that adding up to? A tenner on £12.65.
Yep. That was you.
£22.65 a week. But downside, I live with my granny and I had to give her a tenner a week. Dig money.
But still, that paid your dig money.
But what if I never became a DJ? I would have £2.65 a week
But you'd have been the
for a
greatest.
40-hour
You'd
week.
have been the greatest motor mechanic that this world had ever seen, mate. The radios in your motors would have been perfect.
But so that's that was probably one of my only real jobs that I had.
But the love of music from I take it from when you're young,
Yeah.
right? So where did that come from? Mother, father, gran?
No,
just yourself?
Just as I say,
being lonely?
me, my young brother,
Okay.
lived with my gran and my mum.
Right.
And I was just drawn. I loved music. I loved kind of, kind of 70s kind of Gladys Knight, Motown stuff, And it grew with Al Green and all that, all the real soul legends. And then it grew to kind of funk, the Commodores, Ohio Players, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just played what the punters I thought wanted.
See, I'm always interested in how people get to the starting point of where they go within creative. The reason being, like, I knew I wanted to do stand-up, but I had no one in my circle.
That was the
who done
same
it.
as me. I knew nothing
So
about
who were the people who guided you into
the
getting to
person.
playing?
The guy that got me the job was Neil Duffy.
And was that just through friendship? And he went, this guy just loves music.
Just me come in. I'm actually thinking I was probably a stalker.
Right,
Like I would go in myself and I would stand around his DJ box, but it had iron bars around it.
Right.
Just as well, I just attacked him and kissed him all over. So, and I just like, and he knew that I was into music. I didn't know him before that. So
Right,
I was a stalker.
Right.
And he's seen something in me. This guy's got good taste in music. He's advised me what to buy. The tunes are amazing, and the place is getting busier.
So that was just a pure love of music.
It was a hobby.
Right.
My hobby was so, but it's the same kind of thing. That see if you like something, see if you know what you are good at, or what you want to be good at. That drives you, Scott.
Oh, totally. Aye.
So I mean, my heroes. The other guy that really helped me DJing was a guy called, Jesus, brain fog. Raymond Davern.
Raymond Davern, right.
Who's in top DJ in Spank. Do you remember Spank? No, you're
I mean, how would I remember Spank? Jesus Christ.
No, there's another dodgy name for a club.
I know. What was
Spanky-
going on in Glasgow in the late 70s?
Spanky's
It was a free time. Joe, it
Spanky's was
a
on
free time.
the quayside.
So it's Spanky's, the muscle arm, the rooster.
The muscular arm.
I do
muscular
apologise,
arms.
right.
That was owned by Frank Lynch, who owned, he was the nightclub king of Glasgow. He owned Clouds, Maestros, all the big clubs. Then he left and went to America and made millions.
Right, okay.
So that was the guy who owned the Muscular Arms. City Limits was owned by a Chinese gentleman whose name escapes me at the moment. But that was the old beer keller facing the side entrance of Central Station.
Right.
Just across the road, and you went down. It was the old beer keller downstairs, and that was the DJs in there were Raymond Davrin and Shagan, a guy from Nigeria who also took me under his wing, and they guys educated me on music. So that's three guys: Neil Duffy, Raymond Davrin, and Shagan. And see, I know you're too young, but see if you speak to anybody in the industry, they'll have known those guys.
So these are just...
That's in case they've not died of old age.
Well, they're all 160 now. You're the Highlander of fucking DJing. Somehow you've just lived on through the centuries.
That's it. As long as I get my injections every month in Switzerland.
So how old are you at this point when you're going into the pubs and you're starting to DJ?
16, 17.
16, 17.
Yeah.
And there's no... I guess at that point...
I had my fake ID.
Right, but there's no, like, it's not a rave culture. It's just people going to bars and there's music playing.
It's soul.
Right.
And there's no club music. It's soul and funk.
And this is all vinyl as well.
It's all vinyl, yeah.
Right. So what is the music scene like in Glasgow at that point? Where are you getting records from?
Yeah, I'm getting records from two places. First of all, Soundtrack in Cathcart Road near Hampden Park.
Right, okay.
That was a tiny shop, but the guy that ran it, who you would never... He looked like a guy that was into the Eagles and all that, and Backman on the Overdrive. You've probably known who these are, Status Quo and all that, right?
Yep.
But he would get in all the latest imports, and you would go over there, and you were paying a fortune. And then after that closed, I took my business to 23rd Precinct in Bath Street.
Right, okay.
And that's the famous place where everybody met.
And this is just you going in and listening to music, or do you go in from what you're getting for these magazines?
The magazines,
this is what I'm
them
looking
and
for?
saying, look, I know that band. They're brilliant. So I would get into the shops and listen to it all. But this is long before 23rd Precinct. That's when I was getting into the club music. Before that, it was Soundtrack and Cathcart Road.
See, I'm just, all I've got to go off is stand-up, right? So I always think there is a... How we doing, team? DJ Gibbo here. Hope you are enjoying this episode. If you would like to listen back to some previous episodes, even from the very beginning, the first 90 episodes, that's right, 1 through 90, are available on the Patreon and on our website. So either become a hashtag hero and enjoy the full back catalogue, or go to the hashtagshow.co.uk, click on the Heroes tab, and then click on the number of the episodes that you want to listen to. Episodes 1 through 90. All you have to do is sign up. You just put in your email address, and then you can enjoy the first 90 episodes of the podcast through the website. Alternatively, again, you can become a hero, because it's the best thing you can do. You'll feel better about yourself, and you'll be more fulfilled in your general day-to-day life. Become a hashtag hero. Patreon.com/the hashtag show, or go to the hashtagshow.co.uk, sign up on the website, and enjoy the first 90 episodes of the greatest podcast you've never heard of. Until then, back to the show. It kind of in a Venn diagram of DJing and stand-up, I think it crosses over at a certain point where if you've got a situation where you've got a record that you love, you've found something in one of the magazines, you've went and you've got it, and you've played it, and it doesn't go the way you want,
right?
Would you say to yourself, you don't know what you're fucking talking about, that's a belter, and continue to play it? Or is there a point when you go, do you know what, this isn't working, or I need to move it later in the night? Or...
I would never make a bad choice because I would listen to it.
Because you're Joe Deacon, mate.
No, see, even then,
right?
Everybody used to say it. I had a great ear for music.
Okay.
Right? And even music ahead of it. This is what I was so passionate about music, and I wouldn't pick anything that was average, or it might, and I never picked anything to go into the charts.
Right, okay.
This was soul and funk and jazz funk.
And is people...
It's an underground movement. That's right, what it
so
was.
Punters are coming in knowing that that's the type of music they're getting, right? You're not forcing that on somebody.
Correct. But as I say, no doubt over the years I've got one or two wrong, but I had a great ear for music.
Mate, you're just natural. It's a natural born. But then that's what happens when you're 800-year-old. Do you mean you've lived through it all?
The experience.
The experience,
The
mate.
experience of taking that one tablet and you get an extra 50 years.
So this is late 70s.
Yeah. Oh,
and then,
76, 77.
Right.
Then we go to the 80s.
And then we go into the 80s.
Yeah.
And we're still DJing at that point.
And we're still going through. It's more of a disco vibe then.
Right,
You know,
okay.
And
I imagine the club names are getting even gear.
Aye, it's all that.
It's the Blue Oyster Bar.
Shalimar, Sylvester. You don't remember these people,
I
right?
know.
Ashford and Simpson, the Commodores.
Commodores. I mean, Ashford and Simpson sounds like a funeral director.
Oh, Ashford and Simpson, Solid as a Rock.
Again,
Well, there you are.
another gay song.
Or was that a movie? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know why I watched that movie. And you're moving with the times of the music at this point.
No, I'm still ahead of it because
Right.
this is what I would say that's a commercial side of it. But this is the music that was really the public took into them. You know, like, so I was playing the harder side of that, but it wasn't hard. It was just dead funky. You know, that was the kind of, and nothing was fast. But then when you got to the 80s, everything started speeding up.
Right.
It was called a high energy music. It was, but to make you laugh again, it was kind of, that was the gay night, the Studio 54 years, and it was all quite camp and all that.
You don't need to explain yourself, Joe. Like,
I mean, I've only kissed one guy in my life.
the pink pound is strong in Glasgow, do you know what I mean? And you need to go with the money. It's as simple as that. So you've moved through. I suppose I'm interested to find out what was Glasgow. Now, are you only DJing in Glasgow at this point, or are you venturing further out to Scotland?
I'm only in Glasgow and Paisley.
Right. Okay.
And, you know, maybe not Motherwell, but, you know, just maybe outlying districts. But I'm just in Glasgow.
And is there I suppose, I don't know if the scene is the right word, but is there a dance scene at that time, or is it just it's bars and clubs that play certain music and that's where people are going to get that?
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're continuing to build music at this point.
Build the music and try and enlighten them to get into other types of music.
Right, okay.
And but the whole scene, it changed. The 80s were fine. It was great. It was all that. It was discos. But then I get later on, 1989, I get asked by an old friend. Before that, I also worked in the warehouse in Mardi Gras, just off Clyde Street. I'm trying to remember the street. It was owned by the Modelling Brothers. Those two clubs were the biggest clubs in Glasgow, even probably in Scotland.
Right.
The warehouse and the Mardi Gras. And I went in there, and remember those two clubs next door to each other.
Right.
The same family owned it. One was a posers, classy club,
Rangers.
but still great music.
Rangers.
The other one had a dance floor that went up 3 floors. A dance floor.
Right.
Now get
That
ready.
sounds dangerous.
Right, but remember, now you would go on it. They would put get ready for this. They'd put a red rope, no, a VIP rope,
Yep.
across it. So even I've seen a few guys then you wouldn't dance yourself. You would dance. You go up and tap a girl and dance. So sometimes you would see the wee guys who were trying to get off, but the stewards like, you're staying on.
Right.
And
Okay.
then so it goes up 3 floors, and the wee guy would be just. I've seen it all the time. I would kill myself laughing. You see a couple of wee guys like that try to get off and all that.
Try to manoeuvre down the stairs.
Exactly. That Mardi Gras was like us all glitter and sparkles. It was like a Stringfellows in London. It was
Right, okay.
It was geared to money. And by the way, for about 5 years it was successful with that. So you'd one club for the VIPs, the pop stars, people that come up to people that came to Scotland to do concerts. Then you had the street club right next door, the warehouse. So I worked in those two clubs.
And what is the style of music in them?
Getting more clubby, starting to get more clubby.
And
Clubby, like Soul to Soul.
The Wolf Tones.
No, Soul to Soul, kind of a vibe. What else? This is kind of getting into the Oakenfold years and all that.
Right, okay.
And you're starting to get not fast music. Mostly kind of vocally snap. I've got the power.
Yep.
It's kind of a rappy but danceable.
And this is still vinyl at this point as well.
Still vinyl.
Still
Yeah,
vinyl.
Still vinyl.
So that must have been an absolute bollock at the time, carting all your vinyl about as
Oh,
well.
right. Well,
Because I imagine
by the
it
way,
wasn't
that-
fancy.
that's
like
why
DJ
I've got a
bags.
humph.
That's why you've got the physique. You have the broad shoulders.
the knuckles dragging along the ground. Right. I used to come to all my gigs with 2 big cases. They're kind of
The flight
cases.
So
Yeah.
how many? Say you're doing. What was it? Always just an hour set? Is that what DJs?
No.
So you'd be playing?
No.
Right. Okay.
How
long are you working for that fiver?
See that fiver?
Aye.
I started at 7:30 and finished at 11.
Right. Okay.
I've done my
Aye.
apprenticeship.
You're grafting, and again, don't want to jump forward too much, but see this kind of modern 1 hour set thing. Is that a modern thing?
That's the total modern thing.
So back in the day, if a DJ was on, you were on for when that opened.
Yeah,
that
that closes.
Right,
Yeah.
and that was you.
That was it.
So there was none of this. I'll do an hour handover.
No.
Four guys on the belt. No, you're the DJ.
No. I'm a DJ,
Aye.
and thank fuck that finished after a few years, and I started doing hour sets or
Right.
2 hour
But
sets.
you've got to bring.
Oh,
Because I take it you're no. Is there an unwritten rule of like you're not playing the same song twice, or you're no
I never do that.
right?
That's
so
what's
you're
one of
bringing,
my.
you're bringing enough vinyl to do 4.5, 5 hours.
So it's two boxes that maybe hold about 70, 12 inches, or a couple of albums that I can predict. So I used to do that. I could get advance warning of what's the next single, but nobody knew what the next single was.
Right, okay.
So I would go like that, right, I've got the album here, bang, this is the next single. That I'm telling you. But I would always know what was the strongest, you know,
Right.
4 or 5 tracks on the album. So I was lucky that way. But this is what I also noticed. You'll probably gather throughout this interview, or
Look at us, eh?
Yeah,
Who
look
would have
at-
thought it, Joe?
I know,
Look at us.
this top level interview in the
I mean, I'm the Scottish Parky.
yeah,
And you've got Parkinson,
definitely.
So we're halfway there.
But it's just fascinating that I was carrying vinyl, but you know me, I don't want to be fucking doing this for that long.
Or any kind of manual
Yeah,
labour.
any,
who was your lackey? is what we're getting
any
to?
lifting.
None at
I
all.
know.
Unless it's a champagne flute.
Unless it's a 6 foot tall, beautiful bodybuilder female, and you're not
You
going
have to get female in at the end there, just to be sure.
at that time you're not going to get them, and you know. So I had various friends. Some people would say lackeys that would offer to carry them in to get into the club free.
Yes.
So I would be like that. Park as far away from the club as possible, so they would really fucking work for their money. No, I'm not that bad. I would help them. Say, look, right, get that one, and you walk at your own pace and all that. No, I was the
You were
crew.
a good
I was the crew.
slave driver. No.
Yeah.
Is there a large pool of DJs at that point, or is it quite a small group of yous that are
I would,
working the clubs in Glasgow?
I would say there was a small group, but all really good DJs.
Right. Okay.
Guys like Dave C.L. Young, who sadly died a few years ago.
And I'm going to assume it's quite a.
We were quite a close knit.
Aye. It's no like nobody's there to kind of.
there wasn't-
coming
there
in.
wa-
It's a very well.
No, and everybody, the scene was really pally. There was no bitches or anything like that. There was guys like Dave C.L. Young, Stevie Kerr.
How you doing, team? DJ Gibbo here. Quick one. Hope you're enjoying this episode, first and foremost. There are a number of ways that you can support the show. You can follow us on social media, or you can become a hashtag hero. It's the best way to support the show, and it's the only way to hear every single episode in its entirety and without interruption. Because the thing is, when this episode stops playing for the council scumbags, the show continues on Patreon for heroes. Now, I'm not here to say that all hashtag heroes are better than council scumbags. That's not for me to say. But what I will say is that people who are hashtag heroes, who give back to the show, who give back to the podcast that has given them so much over the years, those people live happier lives, live longer lives, and are having more frequent sex. That's a fact. We've done a poll. So if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to have more sex in your life, and you want to listen to each of these episodes in their entirety without interruptions like this, become a hashtag hero. Go to thehashtagshow.co.uk. You can follow the links there to Patreon, or you can go to patreon.com/the hashtag show, and you can sign up today. You will get every episode in its entirety, uninterrupted, along with any extra content that we put out. Become a hashtag hero. You deserve it. You can't be a scumbag your whole life.
George was young at the time, but George was just starting. No, maybe not starting to get through, but he was working with who's the wee guy that's on that Come Dancing crap, Strictly. the wee guy who does the Hollywood stuff on the breakfast television.
Oh, Ross
King.
Ross King.
Right. Ross King was. I'm going away off peak here. Richard Park was the man for Radio Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
His understudy was Ross King.
Right.
George Bowie was Ross King's understudy.
Okay.
So this is how it all kind of so George is a bit younger than me, a couple of months younger than me. Sorry, George. No, he's not. He's really younger. So the DJs then we were all pally, and we all did our own places, types of places as well. I was always known as a kind of soul, funk, commercial DJ. Dave C.L. Young was the same as me.
Right.
Stevie Kerr was more of a house DJ, but a good DJ. You know, we were all. There was no bitchiness. We were all in the scene together. You know,
Aye.
but Raymond Davern and Shagan, they were the top guys at the time.
Right.
Shagan got on Radio Clyde and all that, so he was doing a specialist show of just the same stuff that I was playing, but he had a slot in radio,
Right. Okay.
which benefited him. So he was getting all the big gigs because he was in radio.
And I suppose back then as well, before internet and all that carry on, it's word of mouth.
Mobile
who
phones.
You know, before any of that, and people are actually looking at adverts in the paper or seeing what's on and
Aye,
actually
it's all-
turning up and going to things.
Yeah, yeah.
It's and I suppose since you've gone on for late 70s to now we're kind of mid to late 80s,
I've
are you
been
more
through-
comfortable in the mic
I've been
as
through
well?
four decades.
That's unreal, mate.
And by the way, it's still the same rules apply, but you need to move with it. You know, you can't just. And people are still saying to me, "Oh, you need to move on." I say, "I'll move on when the music moves on." Why, Danny? I was never a, you know, like I'm going to bring this new music out and all that. No, I just wanted to play what stuff that I thought would be big in 6 months' time or whatever.
Yep.
So that's why you go to the record shops, you listen to what's there. But we don't get that anymore.
No.
Everything's online, and you're like, wow. So I've got a few friends that kind of advise me, look, listen to this. I've got people come send me things and say, what do you think of that? And I'm like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
And other DJs are like, brilliant. I'm like, no, it's not me.
I think there's something magical about going through vinyl in a record shop. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something that's inside a tactile thing. I don't know what it is.
I'm actually putting all my stuff in genre at the moment.
Right.
And Scott, I should have fucking done it years ago. I've got
Is this vinyl in the house?
20,000.
This is in the castle in Switzerland.
Yeah, no, it's, I can't tell you what it is.
I know,
I need to kill you if I told you.
That's fine.
But I'm in the process of, and it's driving me nuts. I've been doing it for 6 months. When I'm over, I'm sitting in the living room. My sons bring me in all the vinyl, and I'm getting through them on a fucking. Right. Now, I sold all my equipment, right?
Right.
Because I was moving, right? So I'm going through all this stuff on. Have you ever seen those the wee really old 60s decks that are used as ornaments, but they actually, when you put a needle on, it's like fucking listening to a radio. You used to pull up the wire and you get it behind the bars. That's what I'm listening to, all my tunes. Over 20,000 pieces of vinyl from albums to 12-inch singles. And I'm nearly there. I'm probably about 80% through them. But see the thought of having to do it. It's CVC me. It's funny as fuck.
That must be
The wee record players like that. And see when I put a 12-inch single on it,
hanging over the sides.
hanging over the sides. And see when I hear it, it's fucking awful.
I know,
but I know all the tunes.
Yep.
So
There must be something as well quite beautiful about having all that music, because everything will have a memory attached to it as well.
yeah,
It's not like people who are just buying music because they want to listen. You will have stories attached to each one of those records that you can relate to today, either a gig or where you bought it. Or I think that's the difference between. And I get it that technology moves on and things like iPods came out and people could have all the music they want, and fine, that's great. But I like the fact that we're now moving back to vinyl again. Yeah. And people taking the
vinyl's big business just now.
Huge, man, aye.
And
huge.
Here
we go. He's bought a fucking vinyl printing factory.
No, nothing like that. But I think I've had loads of messages from DJs that want to get, you should, man. But what my wife said to me, and my wife's a CEO of a biotech company, she's Dolly. No, she's very, very intelligent. She's like, why don't you do these pop-up shops? When you come over, you just rent a stall and there's these wee markets and all that. Not outside markets, indoor markets. And just put something up in your social media and say, pop-up store, Joe Deacon. Get a few of my pals, pull in a few of my favours.
Aye.
DJs come and see what they can do in that wee fucking turntable I've got. No, but can you imagine?
The wee suitcase.
You can imagine George Bowie, you know what I mean?
Aye, but that's when they get found out.
George, do me a favour,
Aye.
right? Play a wee set for me.
Aye.
And it'll say, where's the decks? And I'd put out this wee...
Where's the USB? It's fine, no, George, you're fucked.
So I'm thinking about this and saying, well, wait a minute. I mean, what am I going to do with 20,000 pieces of vinyl? You know, if there's guys out there that want to buy it, you know, they can buy it and put it in their collections. I was a vinyl junkie for nearly 50 years, you know, so it's...
You'll have a couple of pieces in that you wouldn't want to
Oh,
part with,
no. I've got a lot of stuff.
And I'm
like,
sure your son's probably got his eye on a couple as well.
Oh, my sons are very savvy on the Instagram and all that. They're like, the youngest one is like, he's putting them up on his Instagram and all just to tease people, and he's getting loads of people contacting him, not from Scotland, from all over. So he's looking after his inheritance. Don't worry about it.
My dad was a DJ years ago, right, and mostly weddings and that kind of DJ, right? So
I don't know that as well.
His company was
That's your apprenticeship.
It was called Sounds Rights Disco. That was his company, right? And he was the DJ at Ibrox for 8 weeks, I think, 2 months. Then he got fired. Intentionally. So he was a Celtic fan, right? Long story short,
was he swearing at the Tims?
Well, my grandpa was a diehard Rangers fan. Campbell Ogilvie was a friend of his.
Yeah.
My dad was DJing and whatnot. Got my dad the job. My dad says, I'm not doing it. He says, look, cut the nonsense. You're doing it, right? Every Rangers fan's going to want to hire the Rangers DJ to do their daughter's wedding, parties, whatever. Yeah. Says fine. So I remember him telling me he get £3 for a league game, and I think he got more for
great money.
More for a cup game, something else, right? So he went in first.
His bonuses, no.
First game
appearance.
He had to announce the substitutions for the DJ box. Yeah. Deliberately getting the players' names wrong. Right. Played a song he shouldn't have played. Wouldn't tell what song it was.
Soldier song.
Campbell Ogilvie was like, my grandpa, Billy, you need to have a word with him. And then done it again, and he gets sacked. But a big bit in the Rangers news, there's a new DJ at Ibrox, and that was my dad, Evan. But when he moved to America, he left a lot of his vinyl in my grand's house, and I can remember then going through it all and I think because vinyl.
You still got access to them?
I don't have it anymore. No, it's all cleared out. I've got a couple in the house with records that like survive because my gran just put them in the basement. Yeah, and all looking after them. Do you know what I mean? And it's another thing with vinyl is like people don't realise they need to be in a good environment. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you can just fling it in a corner.
I see the amount of vinyl I've had to throw out.
I can imagine, mate. Aye, but even like going through that and seeing bands who maybe didn't exist after one album or no longer, and you're going, the history that's in that as well, and even
that's the ones that are worth a fortune. As well.
And I always think whenever you find an old vinyl album, the work that goes into like even designing that or the man hours that have gone into printing it and putting it together.
Now it's press a button and
it's gone. And I also don't think that, especially with music or any kind of artist, that there's actual thought goes into an album anymore. Whereas people would go, right, you need to have a ballad in there, you've got to build it up. There's none of that.
No.
It's just put out a track. Yeah. You'll even get artists now who they never have an album, they just have 40 singles.
Yeah. And they don't stay in the industry long enough.
No.
A lot of them just come in, quick killing out again.
Aye.
Because the companies, it's like slave trade. It's, you know, they want you just non-stop albums out. And these people are taking years to get these songs and all that. It's not just a, you know, snap and you've got an album. So that's why you don't see a lot of these artists just chuck it when they've done their one album or two albums. It's not because they're untalented. It's just that because of the pressure, you know, and the pressure from the companies to make albums and be successful.
Aye, and just churn it out.
So just get in, make enough to live on, and that's him.
Aye, and get through it.
Yeah.
Aye, it's I suppose if you get with the wrong people and whatnot, it can be a pretty brutal business to be in.
Oh, and you've actually seen that with all these young kids, you know, like
the amount of stories that goes around as well.
Aye.
of different people just getting money thrown at them. You think that,
Yeah.
well, that money's come from somewhere and it's coming for you.
And they think that's
Aye, they think the record album's
that's
just
never
getting,
that's never going to stop.
Aye.
It's going to just keep coming.
That's us for another episode. If you are a council listener, that's it. This episode is over. But more continues for heroes on the Patreon. This is not the end of this conversation. Remember, every single episode continues for more on Patreon, only for hashtag heroes. So sign up today, become a hero today, and enjoy the rest of this episode and all episodes to come. Uninterrupted, unfiltered, no breaks, every episode in its entirety. Patreon.com/the hashtag show, or go to the hashtagshow.co.uk and follow the links to become a hashtag hero and enjoy the rest of the episode you've just been listening to. Treat yourself. You deserve it. For less than the price of a pint every month, you can become a hashtag hero, enjoy every episode, and support the show. Support the show so we can do more things, wonderful things, wacky things, and get some cool guests on. Hashtagshow.co.uk or patreon.com/the hashtag show. Become a hashtag hero today. Until next week, scumbags, look after yourself, stay safe, Chucky Allah, we are the people. We'll see you next week. Onwards.